Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Maggie Bittinger and I go to Loyola University Chicago. I recently just went through recruitment here and it was a little bit different than at some other universities, especially different from the state schools. The vlog I did wasn't super informative. It was kind of more of an outfit of the day, so I thought I would sit down and tell you guys some things I wish I would have known before I went into recruitment. The video is definitely more specific towards Loyola University Chicago, but I think a lot of the tips and advice could be applied to other schools as well, so don't stop watching just because you don't go here. But if you do go here, this is going to be very helpful. So if you didn't watch my last video, I ended up in Chi Omega. Tomorrow we have our sisterhood retreat and we're gonna find out who our bigs are. They've been giving us gifts this whole week. Hi big, if you're watching this. Hey. So the first category I want to talk about is recruitment groups. So at kickoff we were assigned to recruitment groups and each of those groups had about 10 girls in them and one guide. And this guide disassociated from her sorority for the whole week to just help us out, answer our questions, be with us for the first day. She took us to all these houses on the first day so we got to get like a feel for all of the houses. Also, side note, we don't actually have houses. When I say houses, I mean like the space where that sorority was during recruitment. So round one was the scholarship round, and that was on the very first day. We went to all of the sororities with our recruitment groups, and they chant before you walk in, which is a little weird. But like if you get into it, it's more fun and it like boosts your mood. Before you walk into these rooms where you will be talking to 1 million girls for 1 million hours. Honestly, that's all recruitment is, talking to 1 million girls, which is so much fun if you're an extrovert like me, but I imagine it could be kind of draining, so if you're more introverted, for yourself, you're going to be talking to a lot of girls. So after scholarship round, you meet with your recruitment guide again, and you get to talk about which houses you want to pref for Philanthropy Round. Now you get to choose 5 out of the 7, and so that means you're dropping 2, but that doesn't mean that you won't go back to the 2 that you dropped. So let's say I prefed 5 and I only got asked back to 4, I might end up going back to one of the ones that I dropped the previous night, because that just kind of happens because most girls do go to 4 or 5 on round 2, which is Philanthropy Round. You dress a little bit nicer, you're a little bit more cute, this is when you show your personality, and I thought Philanthropy was a very fun round because that's when you get to hear about all the different sororities' philanthropies. Basically it's the same idea, you're just going to go to all the houses that you got asked back to, and you're just going to talk to girls all day about their philanthropy specifically, so you get to hear about all the amazing things all of these sororities are doing. And this is a great time to talk about the service you've been involved with in the past. There's a good chance they're going to ask you like, oh, what service did you do in high school? What are you passionate about? And especially if you're passionate about their specific philanthropy, talk about what you like about it, why you want to get involved with it, any personal experience you have. Definitely bring those things up. So after Philanthropy Round, you have to pref 2. Yeah, you're going from 5 to 2. This was the hardest decision for me to make, you guys, but really you have to trust the process. Go with your gut, go with the one you felt most at home in. So round 3 is preference round. Here you're gonna go to your top 2 sororities and spend the most amount of time there. This is the day you dress the nicest and you get to see a bit of their ritual and what they really do as a sorority. But the conversations are a lot deeper. You get to hear their songs, they sing as you walk in, sometimes you get a flower, which is really special, and you get to be a part of that and really get a taste for what you're going to be getting into if you choose to pref that sorority. I got a really great piece of advice during preference round, and that was to choose the house that had the women that you want to grow up to be. Round 4 is bid night, which for us is on the same day as pref, which is insane. It all happens so fast. We do this in one weekend. So we go to the gym and we were just sitting around. Our recruitment guide gave us our little envelopes that had our bids. We like sat on them until it was time. Then we got to see the recruitment guide reveal. So we got to see all the sororities that the recruitment guides are in, which was so much fun. They all like did their dances to their cheers, which was a blast. Then we got to open our envelopes. Everyone opens them and like screams. Then we like run to get t-shirts and we put on the t-shirts and we're like, oh, we're in a sorority now. And it was like super fun and crazy exciting. Then we all put on our jackets and walked over to a different part of the gym, and all the sororities were like, they're all lined up all around. So we're wearing our coats and then like 3, 2, 1 and we unzip, open our coats and like run home, which was so much fun, especially because Chi Omega's theme for bid day was race home to Chi Omega, and so we're running and it was so much fun and we just got hugs. It was so much fun. However, bid day is very overwhelming because suddenly you're in a sorority and you don't know anyone. And you're just kind of hoping for the best. They give you a bid day buddy, so someone to like kind of hold your hand, make sure you have someone to talk to, someone to eat with. while you're like having a good time with your sorority. We had a big old dance party that night, just like pizza and talking and lots of pictures, which was so much fun, but definitely overwhelming. You will meet people. Take your time. Again, trust the process. Go to events and you'll meet girls, and then as time goes on, things will feel less and less chaotic. Now I'm gonna get into things I wish I knew before going into recruitment. So for the weather, we rush in winter, in January. It's frickin' cold. I was stupid. Don't do what I did. Bring sweatpants and boots to change in and out of going from house to house, or you will freeze. Don't judge a sorority based on its reputation or what you've heard about them. Judge it by the vibe that you feel when you go into the room. I know saying vibe is so stupid, but judge it by the vibe and how you feel when you're talking to the girls. This is a decision for you. Don't join one that you think is the best. There's no best sorority. There's only the best sorority for you. I went with my gut on all of my decisions, which was really easy for me because I'm not a super logical person, but it's not that easy for everyone. So if you are more of a logical person, really try to go with your instincts and try not to think about it too hard. In terms of outfits, don't think too much about it. Don't stress about it. Your outfit should show your personal style, so trying to be someone that you're not is not gonna help you. For instance, I wore a hat on day 2 during Philanthropy Round. No one else wore a hat. I didn't know it was weird, but I love my hats and they're a big part of who I am and how I dress. And even though I was the only person wearing a hat, I wore that hat with confidence. I was rocking my hat. Maybe I was the only one. Maybe I stood out a little bit. Maybe not in a great way, but I was me, and that is all that matters. Now, I'm not saying wear a hat. Might be a little bold, but what I am saying is that dressing like yourself is gonna pay off in the long run. You're gonna be talking a ton. Be prepared to lose your voice, drink tea, pack lozenges. It's also really okay to ask them questions. Yeah, they're talking to you and they want to get to know you, but you also want to get to know them so you can get a feel for their sorority. Have some questions in mind for what you wanted to ask the girls you're talking to. I love, why did you choose insert name of this house? Where are you from? What's your major? What are you passionate about? Those kinds of things. Have those questions just in your back pocket so you can ask them, and they'll also really appreciate having the conversation turn a little bit for a minute, because asking all those questions is a lot of pressure. One of my biggest tips is to take notes immediately after each house so you don't forget how you felt in there. Write down the hair color of the girl that you talked to. If you remember a name, write down a name. If you remember the color of their shirts, write down the color of their shirts. Something to help you remember which house was which and what you liked about them, and maybe what you didn't. During the whole process, you will most likely get cut from a house that you loved, but you really can't take it personally. You have to know that you're going to end up where you're supposed to be. Trust the process. It's not the end of the world. You might think that you had a really great conversation in one of the rooms, but they might not reciprocate that feeling, and that's okay. Don't take it personally. Trust the process. So some things I've learned since joining a sorority. It takes a while to get to know all the girls, and like I said, it can be a little overwhelming, but give it time. You're going to meet girls. Go to events, try to get numbers of people, Snapchat people, follow everyone on Instagram so you can start matching names with faces, and just be aware that it might take some time, but you'll find your friends. Guys, I hope this video helped. Let me know if you have any more questions and I can try to answer them in the comments below. Also, if you have any other video ideas. Am I starting a YouTube channel? I don't know. Hope this video helped, and maybe I'll see y'all later. Bye!